I realize that videos where YouTubers sit there and make fun of other people get reactions and lots of views because it plays on people's emotions and tribalism. The reason I wanted to do this video is because there's a world out there that needs to change, and to do that, you got to change minds and hearts. And I'm not saying there's not a time to make fun of and mock people, or that it's not funny and even instructive at times to poke fun at somebody. But it's important to do it from the basis of truth and not speculation or assumption. You know what happens when we assume? We just make an ass out of you and me. We know objectively, for example, that Andrew Yang is a gun-grabbing, regressive socialist who wants to steal a boatload of money from a whole bunch of people so he can give a guaranteed $1,000 a month to every man and woman over the age of 18. Basically, he wants to take your guns and steal and redistribute your wealth. That alone makes the guy utterly immoral. We can demonstrate that in an objective manner to his followers. Here's a clip from Jesse Lee Peterson's YouTube channel, and I wanted to see what you think about his handling of Yang's reaction to an unintentional shooting by children where Yang appears to be overcome with emotion.
This is from The Hill. There's a guy by the name of Andrew Yang, and he's running for president, representing the Democratic Party. And this guy's one of the guys that want you to have all free stuff. Beta male. Well, he breaks down in tears while addressing gun violence at a town hall meeting. Democratic president candidate Andrew Yang on Saturday became visibly shaken and broke down in tears while discussing gun violence at a town hall in Iowa. Here's that soundbite.
As president, how would you address unintentional shootings by children?
I have a 6 and 3-year-old boy. I was imagining.
Beta male. What a mama's boy. Is it, was this kid shot or something?
I was imagining it was one of them that got shot, and the other shot.
Is he joking?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, poor baby. Poor baby. I think that's a stunt, too. I don't think it's real. He'll try to appease the women. Really. Because he knows ain't no real man going to fall for that. And really, no real woman will fall for it. A female will, but not a real woman. That was a bunch of crap. And my question, had I been able to be there, I would have said, you know what, Andrew? Since you boo-hooing over something that hasn't even happened to your so-called kids, how you going to handle Allah Abba? How will you handle Bin Laden? How will you handle our enemies? You're crying over something that not even happening. What a girl! Go sit down, Andrew.
Now, it's quite possible that Yang is putting on an emotional show to sway his voters. I don't put anything past politicians. Hell, they do a lot of disingenuous crap to get voter approval. But can we say that's definitely what's happening here with Yang? No. To call somebody a beta male and mock them for showing emotion about the potential of a little kid unintentionally shooting another little kid means you pretty much have to be consistent with that when some dude is genuinely struck by grief when dealing with the same kind of tragedy. Peterson even makes fun of the way Yang is sitting and the way he thinks Yang would deal with an international situation if enemies were attacking.
I want y'all to see this. This is the kind of guy that want to run America and think about what's happening in America and around the world. This man couldn't handle none of those things. He get a phone call, Mr. Andrew, the terrorists said they're going to get us. Tell him to bother us. What a pig. Here's that soundbite.
As president, how would you address
Look how
unintentional
he's sitting there
shootings
like
by
a
children?
pitiful person. Is that his wife? Who is that?
I have a
What's
6 and
this?
3-year-old boy. I'm imagining.
That's phony. That gotta be phony. Does he smoke pot?
I was imagining it was one of them that got shot and the other saw it. I'm so sorry.
What a beta male.
If we've learned anything in this life, it's that minds and hearts don't change when we're making fun of a person that people follow. Think of people who support Trump or supporters of Hillary. When either the left or the right attacks either one of those people outside the pale of facts, their respective followers just get offended and dig in and hunker down even more. Even when you present just the pure facts, it's hard to change people's minds. But with ad hominems and just making fun of people, they become even more solidified in their positions, and the unwarranted criticism serves as the fuel that ends up convincing those followers that their leader must be on the right path. Because the detractors of my leader can only speculate and cast ad hominems, they think. Let's look at some of the comments under Jesse's own video as an example. Jesus wept, John 11:35. Basically, why are you giving Yang a hard time for crying when Jesus cried? Are you calling Jesus a beta male too? This person basically makes the same point using another Bible character who's also a man of war, but wept. Now, I don't know if they're using the Bible on Peterson because they think he's a Christian, but if he is, it's a point well taken and his ad hominems are backfiring on him and people are calling him out. This one says, thank you for giving Yang more publicity. You're making the Yang gang stronger. We appreciate it. This one reads, they're scared. Yang is going to win. These attacks on him fall flat because the truth is a force of nature. Guys, there are plenty of things you can objectively call Andrew Yang and the other Democratic Marxist socialists out on. For example, Andrew Yang's desire to institute further restrictions on gun owners is utterly immoral because even before attaining the position of president, he aims to break his oath to the Second Amendment by infringing on the people's right to own whatever they want to own to protect themselves. And UBI, or Universal Basic Income, is immoral. We can demonstrate this with reason and logic in the hopes that those who call themselves the Yang Gang get on board with truth and reject all forms of cancerous statism, including Andrew Yang's statism. Here's the beginning of Peterson's video.
I want to show you an example of a weak beta male that want to run our country. And this country is made strong now because we have a strong man in the office. A strong man in office right now. And that's why the country is starting to become strong again. And whenever we had a weak beta male like Obama in the White House, everything went weak. You know what I'm saying? Free stuff, men became weaker, police were being attacked, the races got worse between each other, hated one another even more so. The country became a ghetto country under Obama. The enemies around the world no longer feared us, and nor that they respect us. And so everything was just falling apart because we had a beta male who acted like a weak woman in the White House, Barack Obama and Big Mama Michelle. Well, there are many Democrats, I forgot how many now, 20 or something, Democrats, people on the Democratic Party who want to be president. And not one on the Democratic ticket is worthy to be president of this country. I want you to know that. Not one is worthy. And it's up to you. If you vote for one of the Democrats and they should, I don't know how, but get in, America is over. Because none of the people on the Democratic ticket are men or women of morality. They're all evil, selfish, ego-driven, wicked people.
Now, that last part is just a true statement, but it also applies to every politician on the Republican side as well. After watching a couple of Peterson's videos, he makes it clear that he's completely caught in the left versus right paradigm lie, which reduces people to the level of accepting the immorality of statism as long as it's the statism that comes from their side of the political aisle. So it's irrelevant if Andrew Yang was faking crying to get votes. We know all politicians are people who are on a quest for the supreme power to be your overlord. It doesn't matter if they're Democrats or Republicans. They want to rule you. Peterson doesn't seem to see this, and like all statists, takes great comfort in identifying with a certain brand of statism. But statism by any other name is still statism, just as cancer by any other name is still cancer. And the goal is to wake people up with objective truth and ironclad arguments from the platform of morality. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the Google Thought Police in the comments section below.